it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But I didn't know about her tragic death. I'm Keilani, and today I will be reacting to Lewis Capaldi's song, Before You Go. Now, this song was on the radio. It was, I'm sure, in a handful of movies I feel like I can recall. And it was a little bit unavoidable to hear the song. I'll be honest, I've heard this song before. It's almost difficult, I'm sure, to find a human who hasn't heard this song before. For me, therapist reactions, or at least my reactions, Keilani's reactions that I put out on YouTube, it's more important that it's an opportunity to really analyze the beautiful lyrics to a song or the depth and the meaning, to try and find a common ground in our humanity, or just to share how perhaps it uniquely stirred something within me. I don't know that the most important thing about a therapist reaction is that it's the first time I've seen it. I know that for some of you, that's really important. I want to be honest and I want to be authentic. This is the first time that I've watched the full music video that you're about to watch. And I just wanted to share my thoughts on a song that has beautiful lyrics and depth. I'd love to know how this song has maybe affected you, if it plays an important role in your life in some way, and if there's any strong memories or feelings that come up when you listen to it and watch the music video. And as always, I so appreciate that you're here. Thank you for joining us on this passion project. Please tune in to our podcast, Delightfully Dysfunctional, where myself and my co-host James explore a range of mental health topics, and we do so with a dash of humor. Thank you for watching, liking, subscribing. It means the world to us. I'm on my goal. I really want to get to 10,000 before we hit the end of summer, and I think it's very possible. So it would mean the world if you would like and subscribe, share with a friend. And without further ado, please enjoy. Okay.
Fell by the wayside, like everyone else. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, but I was just kidding myself. Our every moment, I started a place. Cause now that they're gone, all I hear were the words that I needed to say. When you hurt under the surface, like troubled water running cold. Well, time can heal, but this won't. So, before you go, was there something I could have said to make your heart beat better? If only I'd have known you were the storm to weather. So, before you go, was there something I could have said to make it all stop hurting? It kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. So, before you go, was never the right time, whenever you're cold. Went little by little by little until there was nothing at all. Our every moment, I started to play, but all I can think about is seeing that look on your face. When you hurt under the surface, like troubled water running cold. Well, time can heal, but this won't.
Oh, this song is so beautiful. But yeah, this longing for someone after the end. And we could so far apply this to just the end of a relationship, but also maybe the end of someone's life and you're replaying the memories. I've never seen the music video, so I'm not sure fully the story that they're wanting to tell here. But it just, that longing for like what someone can bring out of you too, because sometimes it's like a unique person that allows you to experience a part of yourself, just having their presence in your life. And I think it's also not just a missing of that human in your life due to a breakup or even a death, but it's I miss who I feel, how I feel, who I can be with you. Like your presence allows there to be a magic for me to feel a different part of myself and to experience a different part of myself. And I feel that unique sense of longing and ache in this song too. I'm curious if that comes up for others as well. I know this is been a super popular song. And so I'd mentioned it in the intro, or I will mention it in the intro. I've heard it, but I've never seen this music video. And ultimately, like, my goal is just to bring songs that carry deep emotion and to provide my analysis, my ideas, my thoughts around it. But I know that there's some people who want a diehard reaction that this is my first time ever hearing it. And that's not my ultimate goal. So I think if that's something that you're really wanting, there are definitely other reactors where that's what they stay really true to. But my goal is like for us to feel together. So I'm curious as to what this song might represent for you.
With this world. So before you go, was there something I could have said to make your heart beat better? If only I'd have known you were the storm to weather. So before you go, was there something I could have said to make it all stop hurting? Kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. So before you go, we'll be better off by now. If I let my walls come down, maybe I guess we'll never know. You know, you know.
Okay, the way that this is being filmed has me feeling like there's a death and like it might be due to suicide. And that's my guess at this point. But there's just all of these, the way that it's being filmed and the memories, these little moments, these little beautiful moments of like rawness and realness and joy. And they're just like drenched with longing. And we can have those memories of someone kind of stored up in these reels that we pull out when we're missing them, and it feels like that. And then the lyrics of if only I'd known the pain you were feeling, you know. It doesn't say that specifically, but you know, that's the sentiment, this hurt under the surface that time will heal but this won't. Like, yeah, this is clearly about someone who's, I think, taken their life due to just that storm inside and not knowing that. And it's so hard because sometimes depression doesn't look as obvious. It can be masked. People can put on a really well-worn and brave mask around the people that they surround themselves with and not ever be fully vulnerable to share what's really going on. We all have our walls. And so even this last piece, like, we would be better off by now if I'd had let my walls come down. Maybe, I guess we'll never know. Because when we can provide these moments of our own vulnerability for others, it lets them know that it's okay too. And so there's a task that we have, and I've mentioned this ripple effect, but to allow for our softness to invite softness for others. And as like a slowing down, not being so quick to like jump to the next thing, but it really requires like being attuned to what's going on with people around us, to maybe make sense of and pick up on some of the cues that can be difficult to find. So like I want to provide some context too. If there's someone in your life and you have been wondering whether or not they are doing well, you might have noticed them be more withdrawn and not participate as much in activities, not getting out of the house as much, being just more sullen when they do leave the house. And this isn't the case for everyone. Like, this person they're highlighting is showing a lot of joyous moments too, but there might be some subtle differences that you see. A big red flag would be someone giving away a lot of their possessions, noticing someone just not having that same light or energy. And just, I think it's important to just check in with your friends, and like, it's normal for friendships to have moments of depth too, and not just be floating in the fun and in the surface interactions. So try to find a space to like check in with your friends and ask, like, how are you doing? Like, let's be real, and allow yourself to be real in those moments as an invitation to them. Really to ask the question that you're probably most fearful of knowing, which is, are you thinking of hurting yourself? So often people who are in such a state of deep pain, they're so terrified of saying the words themselves, but there is an invitation that allows it to be more okay if someone else is bringing it up and being brave enough to take that step. I would recommend that you check in on the people that you care about if you've had any indication that they're not doing well, or if they've had a lot of really difficult things that have come up in their life. I wish that it was a more normalized part of friendship and of just caring about someone that we did, because too often I think we're afraid, or there's a stigma that I'm going to put the idea in their head. No, like, that's an awareness of, like, the act of suicide is something that's already a part of human awareness as a thing. So unfortunately, it can be a lifeline to ask that question and to have a space of like such love and a holding space, a space of just like allowing it to be. So much healing can happen in just like, tell me how you're feeling. I can hold space for that. I can be here for that without shaming you, without judgment, without, doing so in a cruel way. And we need more of that in the world. And clearly we want to help still cultivate, like, there are options, there are people, and lead them to an opportunity to feel better. Like, I'll go to the first counseling session with you. Who can we talk to make sure that you're safe? So often, like, this song is showing there's a pain in not getting that opportunity to express that, to be brave enough and vulnerable enough to have that space of realness with someone, and this is saying, like, I wish I would have done that. I get that.
Oh, before you go, was there something I could have said to make your heart beat better? If only I'd have known you were the storm to weather. So before you go, was there something I could have said to make it all stop hurting? It kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. So before you go,
hello? Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you. Can you speak up? A little louder, I still can't hear you. Just kidding. Leave a message at the beep.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Wow. I've mentioned in one of Ren's videos titled Suicide that there's a dear friend of my husband's, his childhood friend, Andy, who, similarly to Ren's friend, jumped off a bridge and took his life. And Andy and I had not been in as close of contact for a handful of years prior to that. That was something I kicked myself for, like not reaching out more, not checking in, and not knowing and understanding all of the things that he was navigating, the internal battles that he had. This song just, I think it touches on anyone who's lost someone in that way. And even if it wasn't due to suicide, I mean, it talks about like navigating hardship, but there's so much of just like the common theme of grief when you're left behind, whether it's from suicide or from another way that someone passes, is this longing and missing for getting the opportunity to like interact with that person. It's our missing, it's our sadness that we don't get to have those experiences. as well as that they don't get to have those experiences too. And to remember the way that someone lights you up. Like so many of these clips were much more a tribute to someone's light than a mourning of their death. And that's like, but they're interwoven. It's so beautifully interwoven. And Lewis Capaldi, like his voice is just butter. It's so beautiful and was so perfect for this song. I'm just like holding all of that as I listen to this. And anyone who really deeply resonates with this song and has struggled or is struggling with a sense of grief for someone taking their life, you're not alone. Yeah, you're not alone. And it's so painful to wonder what if. I love that this song also shows so much of just like celebrating someone's light and the beauty that they put into the world. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna end up making like a longer video, but I actually have a story that happened over my weekend. I'm like talking to James off screen. My mom lives in like the Coeur d'Alene area of northern Idaho, and so we went and visited her over the weekend. And I went to the bathroom at a restaurant, and my husband and my son were there. And when I returned back to the table, there was a rose on the table. And I thought, oh my gosh, did you do something sweet for me? And they were both like giving me kind of strange, mischievous types of looks. They then told me the story, and they were giving mischievous looks because they were like placing bets on how quickly I would cry, because it was such a beautiful moment. But this family was handing out roses to celebrate the life of this person, Maddie Mae Mogan, and to try to highlight like the beautiful way that she lived her life. Their hope was for people to pass on, pass it forward, pay it forward, have an act of kindness, let that ripple effect extend. And it was so beautiful because she was young, and there was a little picture of her on a card attached to the rose. And for them to spend their time, although grieving, to highlight something beautiful and to want to put something beautiful out in the world in her honor was it was overwhelming. And I think it hit me differently as a mom too, because like the idea that like that's someone's like little girl, that was someone's like child, and she was, I believe, 21, but like she was young. And I didn't know her story at the time, but when I got home, I like looked up the website they gave, which was Maddie Mae Day, and it's a tradition that they had begun previously, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, but I didn't know about her tragic death. Maddie was one of the people that was murdered and stabbed to death on the University of Idaho campus a few years ago. It's so heartbreaking, and it makes me feel so nauseous. And it made it make more sense that her family wanted this to be the way that she was remembered, and the way that she, let her spark live on in this way. And I almost like hesitated to say like the way that she had passed, but it highlights the beauty of this simple act of like handing out a rose and wanting this ripple effect of kindness. I don't know, the song is just bringing up that sense of grief and longing so much that we can have, and that I got to somehow be interwoven in her story by them passing on that rose, and in getting to share this story with you, and the transformative power too of how we can be grieving and be highlighting like such beauty at the same time. Yeah, anyways, it was a really touching experience, and there's something about this song in the profound like little snippets in what they were showing and highlighting in the music video that had me thinking about Maddie, and that I'm imagining that on a daily basis, that's what her family is missing so much, is just the opportunity to get to be in her presence and in her light. And I felt like I still got a piece of that in getting to participate in this beautiful tradition that they have, and in paying it forward. And so if you listen to this much of this reaction, sorry that it's long, but I'd love for you to take this also as like, here's your rose to love harder. This is your reminder right now to be kind to yourself and others, and to pass on kindness to others. to live in a space of compassion. I think that is the best way to live. Thank you so much for joining me and for checking out this reaction. And it would mean the world for you to like, subscribe, and share as we continue reacting to songs and music videos that have us feeling deeply and to connect in a sense of shared humanity in that space. It means the world, and I'm so happy that you joined me. Enjoy the rest of your day.